Hello. Welcome to E-Commerce Expert, the absolute commerce, money and invest. How much does it cost to start an e-commerce business? If you are starting your own online shop, there are several costs to consider. If you want to start an e-commerce business, you have to be ready for the costs that come with it. A lot of people think that all you need is a website and some product, but there's so much more to it than that. When you're starting an e-commerce business, it's easy to underestimate your costs. Of course, you know you need to purchase inventory and account for shipping costs. But there are a lot of other things that go into launching an online store. E-commerce business startup costs include business license. In most places, it's required for any company doing business in that area. You will want to purchase a business license and register your business name. The cost of a business license varies based on location. It could be as little as $50 or up to thousands of dollars. While researching this fee, make sure to see if your state has any additional requirements for e-commerce businesses. Logo. If you don't design it yourself, you can purchase or hire someone to design for you. You'll want a way to distinguish yourself from other e-commerce stores, and a logo is one of the best ways to do it. You can hire a designer to create something beautiful and unique that represents your brand, or find a logo maker tool online if you're interested in creating something yourself. If you have graphic design skills, this is a great time to use them. If not, hiring a designer is an investment that will pay for itself as customers get to know your brand. Domain name and G Suite, Google's subscription service. These add up quickly, but they're both essential. Your domain name will be what people type into the search bar when they want to buy from you. Make sure your name is easy to remember so you won't have issues with people getting lost trying to find your store. You'll want a professional email address from day one, even if that's name@gmail.com, and you'll also want a domain name for branding purposes. If you have a sales platform that integrates with G Suite, like Shopify does, the two together will cost about $40 to $50 per month. Website hosting and theme. For example, Shopify. If you don't plan on building the site yourself, you should consider hiring someone who can build it for you. Your website is your storefront to the world, so you want it to be good. Hosted platforms like Wix or Shopify are great options because they include themes, templates that are already optimized for conversions. You can still pay extra to customize them further with a designer or a developer if needed and budget allows, or if you're particularly tech-savvy. Sample purchase. You need a sample before you place your first wholesale order. If you have physical products, then you may want to purchase samples from the company that produces them, so that you can see the quality in person before committing to buying inventory. If your products are digital, then you will not incur this cost unless it requires subscription or a purchase fee. Inventory and packaging supplies. You can't sell anything without those things. How much will it cost you to buy in bulk? What about packaging supplies for your products? The biggest cost you'll face is inventory. It's easy enough to find a supplier who will ship you things at a low price, but if your products don't sell then you're stuck with them. And unless you have someplace to store that inventory, it can eat up even more money in storage costs. Packing materials include bubble wrap and newsprint to protect your products in transit. Shipment supplies. You'll need boxes, tape, shipping labels, etc. You don't want one of your delicate items breaking on its way to a customer. As you prepare to ship orders, you'll need labels and other packing materials that are specific to shipment carriers like USPS and UPS. Payment processing fees. You'll need a secure way to take payments online. Payment processing fees can be expensive if you use third-party payment processing sites like Stripe or PayPal. If you process payments through your bank directly, then these fees are usually lower. As a store owner, you'll likely want to accept multiple payment methods from buyers, which can include credit cards and digital wallets like PayPal and Venmo. Most payment processors charge a fee for every transaction processed through their system. To help offset these fees, some processors let you set a minimum price. You might decide that apps and platforms like Etsy or Shopify will make your life easier as an e-commerce seller. You probably want an accounting app or a customer service app, along with hosted platforms for your e-commerce site. Ad spend and email marketing software. You'll want to promote your products and keep in touch with customers. Unexpected costs, maintenance and upkeep. There's always something extra that comes up when you least expect it. It's great if you can build in a bit of room for error into your budget so you won't be blindsided by something unexpected later on. Even if you've done meticulous research and planning before launching your e-commerce business, you're bound to run into some hurdles along the way. It's always important to have a contingency plan in case you need it. There are also unexpected costs associated with starting a business, like when you realize your product is too expensive to ship or that you need to hire someone to help you keep up with demand. While it's hard to predict these kinds of things in advance, and impossible to plan for them, it's always good practice to have a little extra cash stashed away just in case. And then there are the costs of keeping your business running, not only paying for maintenance on your website and servers but upgrading as needed and keeping up with new software releases so you can keep up with the latest trends. This is also where a contingency plan is useful. If something happens to the servers that host your website or there's a security breach in one of your apps or platforms, what will you do? Having a strong backup system in place will help ensure that you don't lose time or money when things go wrong. Establishing an online business is a big undertaking, and keeping track of your expenses is a huge part of making sure you're on the right track. There's a lot to keep track of, so as to bring in enough revenue to pay for all the costs that come with running an e-commerce business. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share and leave a comment.